ton of heavy heroes. Well, Rough Justice, they have a lot of muskets here with them.
Yeah, Muskete's been a very dominant side for them as well. They've normally between 5 and 7 musket heroes at the start of these matchups. They probably swap out every now and then as well, to depend on the position and where they are on the battlefield. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of the muskets are being used as a devastating, especially as an attack and force, because it's a good position on top of walls that you can use that to your advantage if you're shooting down on top of units that are hiding behind the walls, especially here on Reginopolis.
Yes, and I've also seen one Blue Blade and one Pike for the defense that might even also change out their weapons as we go in, and the defense is already falling back from A and B, going straight to the C point, so we won't see a and B defense here. But some of the heroes stay in the front, just making sure they are using the artillery that's given to them for free and not waste those.
Yeah, exactly that. This is the normal stations. They had a few players just at the front rear ready to take some siege towers down potentially, but on Reginopolis it is so quick and so easy to use the artillery on the outside to destroy the artillery on the walls. So therefore, it's pretty much never a strategy to kind of defend A and B against a very strong squad like Ruff Justice or anybody really in the CBL. For the most time, you'll be very lucky if you can defend that A and B section on Reginopolis. So the C point being heavily defended, fortified by walls, and there's different ways to defend it as well. So that'll tend to be the strategy at the start of the match here, and obviously bombards that you get as the attacker. It could be devastating if you're just caught out in the wrong position.
Yes, definitely. Bombards, as you've talked about them before, they have already opened both breaches towards the supply point, and the main gate will not be open, as I just see the ram is not even being pushed now. Only one siege tower is being pushed, so this one will be the point of attack probably, as we have no defense. I think that's enough. Oh, and the left side breaches is open as well. Okay.
Yeah, so you've got a Argonautes set up here with two different defensive strategies here up in the map here at home point, what's the C point, sorry. Looking towards that breach that has already been broken, and also inside the fortification surrounding the actual C zone, because these are very important areas. There's places where they can set up mortars here on the wall to give them that extra opportunity here to kind of deal damage to units prior to their push of Rough Justice. So yeah, will be interesting to see, considering they're limited to the amount of artillery they can use as a defending side in comparison to your attackers. So used a couple of trebs already as an attacking force as well. So
Yes, and A and B will be captured in a few seconds. So then afterwards, we will see a lot of artillery deployments from both sides. Defense already deployed some mortars. I see here some culverines as well. And I don't know where those 3 culverines are looking at. You can see in the top of your screen right
culverins
now.
look like they're actually attacking towards the bombards and stuff like that. I don't know if
They are
that's
shooting the traps.
or the trebs, yeah. Trebs damage going down.
Okay.
There's one treb almost finished, actually. That's about to fall now. There you go, as we see on screen there, just for a second. But yeah, the treb goes, and already Rough Justice getting themselves set up, getting their units all and changed over where needed at the supply point that they have. And you can see Argonauts already with their musket players on the outside, trying to deal some damage to some units over the top of the wall as well, and just making a nuisance, just making units move around here, trying to probably bait out some trebs possibly, because you have got a few units outside the walls, which could be a way to kind of minimize the amount of damage, because you could spot that quite far away with the trebs, and then try and bait it out as much as possible.
Yeah, probably. And I already saw one unit of Queen's Knights in the tunnels, so we might see also a small flank coming in from those tunnels, as you have a small point of attack with 2 ladders in the back of the C point where you can climb up, which would be perfect for Queen's Knights to come up there and just do massive damage in the flank while the rest of the team is pushing the front.
Especially considering nobody's really kind of got any units in the back there, when normally you see a lot of players defending with their units in there, because it's harder to hit a few shots on there. As a treb comes in there on the palace guard, does just miss them though at the very top there. Vegeta managing to actually move into the last couple of treb shots almost there, but avoids it for the most part. A lot
Yeah,
of hero
nice
fights.
job. Nice job
Heroes
from
just trying to bait
Argonauts.
it here, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They are just baiting out so much. They have already dealt with 4 traps, and they are now looking against a wall of mortars being set up from the attackers, but those mortars on the A point, I don't think they will hit inside of the C point because they don't have the range for it.
Yeah, they're just short. It looks like they're just hitting the front entrance to the doorway there, and it's not actually going to get anywhere near the inside of the walls, which is a very unlikely position here. But a few of the ones that are set up beside the supply point have actually dealt some damage to the units that are all mustered up inside the walls.
Yeah, definitely. The ones on the supply point, they deal devastating damage. As you can see, the mortars just draining in the units of the defense here. But the mortars on the bottom, they struggle a lot. I think.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I
I'm
think
looking at
Ruff
damage
does
wise, but there's not really any major damage done to units at the moment. Argonauts units kind of getting a few bits of damage here, there, and everywhere, but obviously a few of the players are able to heal them up. It's only Vegeta's Palace guards that really took a good hump of damage here because they're down to 11 out of 28 potential. But yeah, so far it's all right for Argonauts. They're not losing too much in the grand scheme of things, considering the mortar spam that is going on from Rough Justice.
Yeah, Argonauts still have the bottom supply point next to the C point, so they can also send some units there to heal them up. And of course, the alchemists that are dealing, that are helping out very, very good here. And it looks like the push is coming in from Rough Justice up the main stairs. Trap perfectly predicted here into the Queen's Knights and everything coming from the right side, and now also some fucking Netty shooting in.
A good flank here, though, coming from the other side here from Argonauts. They're trying to get them at the side as soon as they get into the walkway, but this is a very treble position if you're Rough Justice. They did pre-treb. They've got a few seconds to wait off, but a treb will be called here for the team. The Argonauts are actually set up behind them, so if they have to retreat, they will retreat into that as well here. So,
and they're getting flanked as well from the point. One unit of Queen's Knights now coming in from Argonauts. I don't know why they waited so long with it, but now the Queens are in. One more Palace Guard here, but it looks like Argonauts are really struggling to defend this one, considering Rough Justice still have so many units here, and the Falconetti for great support.
See, this is going kind of in favor now here towards Argonauts here on the defense at the top of the wall, but slowly but surely the Iron Reapers are just ripping ahead here, and there we go. The advantage is in favor of Rough Justice here. It's just a few heroes they need to keep alive because Argonauts have lost a lot here. They're down to 6 hero lives, and that's going to make things a lot more difficult here on the defense to start with, as C will probably be giving up here, and Rough Justice will make their way forward onto the point.
Yes, C point will definitely be kept by Rough Justice, except Argonauts are committing so much here, but I don't think that's a threat. They are setting up behind the C point, and I've seen this threat many times in the past in the CBL last year, or the last CBL we've seen. I think it was last year, yeah. And this one tends to work out great as well. And considering we have Phalanx now who are great in defending those choke points, I think this defense gets even crazier for the defense here, but they still have to pull it off, and they have already lost some more units than the Argonauts did.
Yeah, unit-wise, it's going to be interesting here because overall they've got about the same amount of tier 5 units, but as it gets further down, the 4-star units in favor of Rough Justice here in the attack is quite considerable here. They're more than doubled the amount of units that they have that are 4-star units in comparison to the defending side of Argonauts here. They've got down to 212 3-star units, but you know they're not going to defend very well here compared to the 4-star units of Rough Justice.
Definitely not. And looking at the amount of artillery Rough Justice has already put up again, it will be a hard time for Argonauts. They have still 12.5 minutes to defend this, so time is not an option here. And I think they will have to figure something out to stay ahead of Rough Justice or get back.
Yeah, definitely. Mortar spam for days here. It's going to deal some damage to the units that are anywhere behind or over the top of that wall. There's a few counter artillery kind of being put in place for Argonauts, but they're down to left down to 2 artillery pieces potentially after this one. So this is probably the only chance they'll really get to use it. There's a couple more hero kills coming there from JJ. He gets another hero kill here. I don't know if that was with a ballista, if that's just the hero kill fighting, because there is a few ballistas set up, but I think that's on the defending side more so than the attackers. So
yes, and one of the last 2 artilleries for defenses actually getting set up for the trap once again, as it is almost destroyed. So defense getting rid of 3 or 4 traps here, leaving the attackers with a limited amount. So traps, even though Rough Justice have 8 left, I don't think they will hit that much as they would love to have them hit.
Yeah, definitely not. Here with the mortar spam at the moment, you can see the units from Argonauts that they have lost. They've lost multiple units of Phalanx, Queen's Knights, Iron Reapers here already at the start. And that's a very difficult task here because they're left with one of their other 2 sets of gold tiers that they did bring quite a predominant amount of 5-star units. And as you can see, with 1 down already, it makes it very difficult later on in the matchup if Rough Justice have not died as much or not lost as many heroes here.
Yeah, really, Argonauts only having this one setup left, and afterwards they only have green and blue units. So they will have to defend it with this setup, otherwise they won't have a chance to defend against Rough Justice, who have still so many gold and purple units left.
Another Trebs coming in here from Shepa. I wonder where that is towards the supply point. Can it deal some damage to the units that just spawned in it? Seems to have hit a couple of the Iron Reapers here in the back. But for the most part, not too many. Iron Reapers are so tanky here. Obviously sitting on that spawn zone. They're probably a little bit okay in terms of health. And they might have to use their long swords there to support that and heal them back to full health.
Yes.
That looks like a double push here coming in from both Breach and the Gateway here. This is where they're starting to set up here. Rough Justice finally making that move after using their mortars. Let's see what they can do here.
They are already setting up 1 ballista for the gate, so they are looking to snipe out some heroes and units in the process. It looks like it's just a small bait here to get some more value from the artillery. If they are not moving in, then they will have to retreat a bit, as the mortars of the defense are raining in, or the 1 mortar.
Yeah, that done some good damage there on the units of Rough Justice, right into that breachway there, and it's stopping them kind of pushing that one too early, but at least baiting players down to kind of defend the breach here with their units, and obviously they have the advantage here on the unit towers compared to the defenders here.
Second trap now on this one last mortar, and this one might hit it just enough, but no. The mortar survives 2 traps already. But no, the musket.
It's gone. There we go. It is gone. The musket decides to finish it up there, and there you go. Sir Crank as well, picking up another kill here on Alpin, and that was going to be an emotion in favor of Argonauts here.
Yes, but, and they're going in.
Rough Justice start making a move. There we go. This is the push from Gate as well as Breach.
And the breach looks just devastating for Argonauts here. Rough Justice just pushing through the phalanx of the defense on the stairs. Kinda useless because of the long range. And oh, another unit of cuffs again being picked up at the breach here immediately. And the defense is doing a great job here, coming for the flank of the breach.
Yeah, Rough Justice have managed to get the units on the stairwell finished, and now they're starting to make their way back down the stairway towards the Argonauts as their units are starting to move in from the gateway here, and the Phalanx units are doing a fantastic job to get inside here, and they have managed to breach the breach and the gateway here and start to move forward, because now Argonauts down to 10 heroes alive. Unit choice has gone dramatically downhill here, and it looks like they're going to be a full-on push straight towards home from some of the boys from Rough Justice here as they try to get through the gateway. I think one hero managed to break. Yeah, one musket got in, but he's going to be picked off. Hopefully, if you are Argonauts, you're not going to let him get away with this inside the gate as they reset up here for the next push. There you go. Adjadu, as you expect, is knocked off, but Sir Crank doing some good work there. But Deja Vu was the guy that sneaked in the back and got killed here from the Argonauts defense. It's going to be a tough task here, though, as a defending side. Rough Justice is going to make their way towards the right-hand side of the map here. And they're going to try and go in from the stairway rather than in through the gate at the moment and see where they can potentially use the rest of the artillery. 8 pieces left still to use. Still 3 trebs available for them as well. And then obviously, as you can see, the units here, a good amount of units here are favourable towards their side. They've got Queen's Knights, Iron Reapers, ISGs. You've got their Falconetti gunners, you've got some Phalanx units in there as well, Halberdier Sergeants, Wu-Wei, all ready to make that push, but most of the defending units are green units, blue units. It's going to be very easy for them once they spot that, and the trap comes in as well as the push.
Yeah, and here we go. Push goes in with the shields in the front and the Falconetti as a support on the tower behind it. And with this, it looks really, really good. Only some more gold and purple units for the defense. The rest is blue. And this sea of purple and gold units for the attackers is just marching forward, not caring about anything the defense is bringing against them.
Yeah, heroes are dying on the side of Argonauts here. They're down to 11 heroes alive and only 353 units here as the final, or second last tribe actually comes in here. Vegeta is the last one to die, next one to die there, and there we go. Before you know it, it's a sea of red making its way over towards this home point here, and it looks very much a snowball here till the end point because they've got nothing here to defend it. No units are going to be viable here against the mightiness of the Rough Justice's high tier units here.
Yeah, and with this, the endpoint is half capped. Ruff just pushing straight over the endpoint as he should do it, just making sure nobody comes even close to this point. And only one musket on the point now will be picked off immediately. And with this, Ruff
No heroes.
taking the first match here, going into the lead 1-0. Good job there.
Yeah, fantastic job there from Rough Justice.
This one, and Rough Justice taking match number 1.
Yeah, we kind of expected it.
And some more cuff than before.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see what Rough Justice's idea here of the defense is. They do got a lot of musket players still here for their side, as expected, along with the mortars and a few more extra ballistas in here for them extra hero kills. Obviously, CBL rules, which means your maximum amount of lives you have are free. If you get them killed outright, that is them not able to come back in, so they could still have units to use, and that is instantly out of the unit pool for your attackers, and you don't want to be doing that if you're giving your team a disadvantage to start with.
Yes, and the defense is already falling back with the units. So also Rough Justice is not going for a B point defense. They have one set of Reapers still there to maybe deal with some climbing units or some stuff like that. But I think they will also retreat when the main push from Argonauts are going towards the A and B point here.
Yeah, definitely. Unless the player on the wall has just forgot about sending his unit back to that supply point or even back to the zone. He's just too busy focused up here trying to find picks and hero kills potentially, as Sun Liang and Excalibur are trying to climb the walls, which is very difficult to do on this map because they're very, very tall here at the pillars that they are starting to climb. But yeah, nobody's just going to commit too hard to that. That's just a bait to kind of bait the heroes there, maybe to get them hit with some mortar shots or maybe even bait out some trebs on the heroes, which takes a few trebs to kill them, but good few shots. Worthwhile sometimes.
Mortars are raining down their fire inside of the city streets just to clear those and to check if there are any units left. And as they have seen, there are none left. The gate will be opened in a few seconds as well, and then the push can come in. Argonauts get A and B for free and will then have to figure out a way to push on to C.
Yep, kind of as expected here, but you could do see the Rough Justice squad here where they are defending at the moment in time, looking on the C zone, inside the C zone, and a few players just outside of it, just kind of baiting and moving around at the moment until Argonauts decide to make their way in where they are capping A zone already, and they'll start to cap B zone simultaneously.
Yes, and with that, unlocking the C point, probably then going for the supply and the mortar spam, as we used to see it, except they get something different for us. But usually that's the strat that works out best for this map, and I don't think they will change this basic steps for this map here.
No, I don't see them being too much of a major change of what's going to happen here. You can see the mall player and the short sword at the top of the stairs here baiting some artillery up. That's a ballista and a mortar bit getting built, but I'm sure they're just as a bait here to potentially push some of the Argonaut players up the stairway and maybe pick them off one by one if they can.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Argonauts would be happy to see those artilleries being fully deployed and not just a bait. But they will not commit for those because those artilleries just deploying there wouldn't be an option. because
Yeah, it's
they would just be-
definitely much a bait. They're trying to like pick these heroes off, aren't you? You want to do it one by one, give them a disadvantage to start with, so that when they do make their push, they've already a hero down, or even potentially a life down. Once you go one life down, you start to play it a little bit easier, and you have to kind of slow down a little bit and take your time. You don't want to be over committing, but at least if you've not lost a life yet, you know you've got another chance. You can maybe get your unit away safely, depending on where your unit are. If you get picked off, but you don't want to be over committing too hard too quickly. As they send Xylanders under the walls here, Drosh at the moment, but that's probably just to sit there and wait for now. Stay out the way of the range of mortars from the defenders. But lots of mortars from Argonauts are doing the exact same here as Ruff Justice. They've set them up here down on the A zone here. And like we say, might just get over the wall here on that side. Does hit the mortar on the left-hand side. And they've got a little bit of a better positioning than the guys of Ruff Justice did have the last time round. Have managed to take out the artillery of the defenders here at the moment. There we go. There's 2 mortars down for the defenders. And that's good positioning from Argonauts.
Yeah, definitely. Those mortars tend to work definitely better. I don't know which position exactly they have changed. But those mortars, they are somehow getting inside of the city walls, while the ones from Ruff Justice really struggled at the walls and didn't really manage to shoot over the walls.
Yeah, I think the Ruff Justice ones were a little bit further to the right here towards the stairway, and then instead Argonauts have them more centralized, so there's less of a distance to travel. Obviously, if you're on the angle, there's going to be a little bit more distance to travel compared to the straight line into the into the Z zone.
Yeah, probably. And they are working out perfectly. They are just shooting where they have to, and they're dealing massive damage. One ballista as well on top of the tower next to the A point.
I did do some damage to one of the heroes there. I don't know which one it was. I just see him jolt back there. And there's one picked off with one as well. God King Azura does get picked off from den attacks here with the ballista shot, and a Treb comes in on top of the ISGs that are starting to push themselves out of the wall and through the breach and the gateway here, just coming to look for a flank, similar to what Argonauts did in the last one, but Argonauts aren't going to commit here to the stairway push. They're going to try and call these Trebs out on the units, and the Trebs about to hit. Units have avoided it though, and that's exactly what Ruff Justice are wanting to do, avoid that Treb at all costs. Argonauts also didn't commit too much, so they didn't lose very much here either. So that's a good start here for Argonauts. Have baited them out into the open here, where they can use the mortars and the Trebs.
Yeah, definitely great strat coming in from Argonauts, baiting those defenders out of their perfect safe spots. And with that, those Ruff Justice units, they are open for traps, they are open for artillery, and that's exactly what Argonauts are looking for.
Couple of heroes managed to kill a few of the units of Queen's Knights that were just hanging around the top of the stairwell there. Will deal some damage, but whose mortar is dealing damage to their own units? It feels like somebody just hit their own units, or is that the defending mortar that just came over the top, on top of the Reapers? But yeah, nothing major there going on. Somebody's definitely hitting their mortar shots on Argonauts here, and you can just see it landing right beside the Alchemist and such.
Yeah, Ruff Justice having
right on top.
2 massive mortars here on the right side, on the right top of one of the towers. One getting destroyed now, but another one is there, and the Falconetti as well. And those mortars had perfect vision on everything that's going on. They were able to destroy a lot of artillery and hit.
Finally being countered there as well. The mortars here from Argonauts. They've got one set up there facing that direction. Didn't take it out. The second shot might just do it. Yes, it does. There you go. That mortar's eventually taken out. They figured out where it was coming from and eventually stops them having to worry about it too much now.
Yeah, but Falconetti are still there. So as soon as the push comes in, Falconetti will move to the top and then rain down death once again here. Another beautiful trap for the attackers coming in into the gate. Defense is split and we'll have to wait until they can push through the gate. And now push is coming in from both sides, from Ruff Justice, trying to get the flank in. And this looks perfectly done from Ruff Justice here.
There's a lot going on in here. It's a big cluster of units here, but the Treb from TT might be absolutely devastating here on Ruff Justice. The numbers just rain down here. We're at 1,166, but what's it going to be at here once this Treb is finalized? We're down at least 100 units there lost to the Treb. That was absolutely devastating here. If you're Ruff Justice, you lose a lot here. A couple of hero kills, but In terms of unit-wise, that's a lot of numbers lost by the Treb. Alpine calling in another one, and is this going to be in a position that can deal some more damage here? It's back towards the supply point in the back here as the unit's about to be called out, but does it do any damage against anything? Look at that, another 70 units dead, and there we go. Argonauts pushing themselves in to the home, the C zone.
Yeah, and with this probably taking over Z, and that just with two beautiful traps there. Cavalry coming in, getting rid of the Phalanx and the Wooey. And with this, taking control of C, which is not what Rough Justice wanted to see here. And they are down in unit count overall. And also, if you bring up the C view, you can see Argonauts, they have started with something like 50 more tier 5 units and like 300 less tier 4 units, and they have evened the playfield so much here with this push.
Yeah, the Trebs, they were devastated. That was about 200 units in total that they managed to commit over into the open, get hit by Trebs and the mortar shots, and there you go, before you know it. Argonauts kind of tie the game up here a little bit here. They've got the C zone now, with the defense all getting set up behind the walls. It's all about the final use of artillery phases here from Argonauts. What have they got in the hand here? Have they got perfect positions here, or muskets and such like going to be the helping side for the attackers here? Because that was a fantastic start off for Argonauts to give themselves an advantage going into the final point.
Yes, and TT, who placed the trap, I just checked, he is sitting on 91 unit kills. So this trap just hit Rough Justice like a truck and maybe even won them the whole game.
Yeah, it could well have put it well in their favor for sure. And obviously, a few of the heroes that were in favor of them as well. Depth-wise, to see what we've got here. There's a couple of heroes. They've still got quite a lot of lives left, though, in the grand scheme of things. So I don't think we're going to miss out too much heroes at the start here. But by the time the next push goes in, a few heroes will maybe have to kind of watch what they're doing as they send their units in and try to avoid being picked off again, because you don't want to be one of the teammates that does not come back into the fight.
Yes, definitely. And the ballistas from the defense are doing a great job. Already picked up one hero, and they are looking for more, as there are two of those placed on the big stairs towards the end cap. Just looking to the wall, looking to the gate from C, and they will deal more damage if the attackers are not watching out carefully for them.
That mortar of Argonauts is doing some work here as well. With called in the Treb in the same spot to try and deal with the mortar here, but it's hidden behind that wall, and there you go. Eventually that falls for Rough Justice. They're down to 5 pieces of artillery that he could potentially put down now, and the attackers are just raining fire down here with these mortar shots on top of the ISGs here as well, and the units down at the bottom of the stairway. Perfect position here from Argonauts, dealing a lot of damage with their units.
Yes.
Let's see,
We can see the mortars just rain down more and more fire, and they are hitting perfectly, just giving Rough Justice, just giving Argonauts, I should rather say, more opportunities here to go in. And looking at the C point, they have so many mortars set up there, but also defense still sitting on 3 pieces of artillery while the attackers have 2. Rarely to see that the attackers are running out of artillery while the defense still have some.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting. But look at the amount of mortar do have here. And we get encountered here inside the wall here at C. Plenty to be doing, plenty of damage here. And they've managed to kind of tie the scores up. Like we said earlier, they've tied the scores up in grand scheme of things. And why is it not letting me get rid of my tab? There we go, eventually. Sorry, chat. Just in case you're getting fed up of seeing the spam through the units. But yeah, definitely a good position. As a Treb comes here on the supply point, is the unit going to be able to avoid? Are still on the zone. A few more mortar shots go in, and that will take out a good chunk of the Halberdiers here, and the Iron Reapers are walking into it as well.
And the push is coming in. Palace Guards just running through, creating a big front line there for the units coming from the supply, and then the rest of the units can just easily deal with the units next to the gate and then push on over. And this is a great push from Argonauts coming in here, just wiping out the front, and now have to deal with the side.
Yeah, definitely.
Side from Rough Justice is kind of going forwards. Phalanx doing a great job here, getting jumped from behind, and with this just slowly but steadily being picked off. Naginata Monks in the middle of the fight here, and they're dealing some damage, which I didn't expect them to do.
Argonauts, though, dealing so much damage to these units, and they've just wiped the floor with the Argonauts, but 700 units still available here, going into the final home point. They're already capping it as well. And there's one hero on his own, the short sword here in the back here, as the heroes start to make their way through towards the home zone. And this is a great position here if you're Argonauts. Once again, 9 heroes left alive here at the moment for Rough Justice, and this is a very rough position if I ever say one.
Yes, definitely. Endpoint being kept, half already done, and there are so many units from Argonauts. The only hope for Rough Justice is that all of those units are on the last life, but I don't think that would even matter because Rough Justice don't even come close to the point. And with this, Argonauts take the victory and tie the match on the best of 5, 1-1 here.
All that it needed, whereas last time around on Rough Justice side, you've seen them, they had 3 major attacks.
Definitely. I'm wondering to not see Falconetti being brought from the defense if they're going for the siege towers, but maybe they decided Culverines will be enough. Maybe they're only going for 1 round of siege towers and then falling back, deciding it was enough time. They maybe bait Argonauts even for waiting for another round of siege towers landing, or whatever they decide to do. But I already see 5 times companion cuff in the attack, so they are aware of a Sally out here.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be an interesting. We've seen this happen a few times on this map here. As a way, as a distraction, they always tend to come out of the gate, turn to the right if you're the defending side, and they will go straight out to kind of the siege tower here on the left. And that's obviously where they would want to kind of bait out as many players as possible to kind of keep their units away from walls and from the siege towers as it pushes. But the
Yes,
delay time will have to be set up first.
First trap already being called to one of the Culverines on the left side here. And the defense is really setting up here. So we will see a potential A defense coming in. I'm wondering where the Culverines are being placed, because those placements are always a big thing. And we can see them in the back being placed on the ground for the right, or for the left siege tower, to better say it, because it's left on the minimap. And 4 of them on the wall behind it to face those siege towers.
Nice position in here to make sure they can get the 2 main siege towers here towards the A zone. A zone being a little bit more easier to defend in the majority of the map on display so far here in the CBL, but will they manage to hold it long enough here for Rough Justice to delay the time, because this far siege tower on the left of the screen is about to fall, but the right one might actually make it. It is quite a quick movement here for the siege towers to get to the wall when compared to some other maps.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the threat from the defense, as they have not set up any Culverines for this middle siege tower, because they know they can defend at least 1 siege tower here, and I don't think Argonauts are willing to commit to 1 siege tower, because it's so hard to push through.
That's the thing, you get to the top of the wall, even if you get some wall control, you have got that vulnerability of being pinched in the center here and pushed back from the top of the siege tower.
One of the short swords of the defense got grabbed by the Maul ultimate and is now being picked up. Great job done here, immediately picking up one of the heroes of the defense. And with that, they have already 1 death. And I think Argonauts bringing the grab ultimate for the Maul is maybe not the worst idea here in this CBL format.
It's a good position, especially if you can take them away from their support and get them pretty much swamped in by all of your heroes. You'll get the kill pretty easily if you took them away from their units and also their teammates.
Yes, and you take one of their important lives, and if you get to pick 1 hero twice or something, they are really in a difficult position. They can't really commit anymore. And with that, I mean, this short sword has already 1 death. It can die once more, and then it will have to watch out for everything it is doing. And that can hurt a team so much if one of the players can't commit fully.
Yeah, definitely. Argonauts, though, are setting up plenty of mortars here just outside the gateway here that will rain over the top of the towers here onto the A zone and potentially give some damage, but there isn't really any units of Rough Justice here on the A zone. They're mostly hidden on the stairwells or inside the towers at the far right here at the bottom of the screen here.
Yes, and the Culverines, I'm just checking how much they have left in them. They have all 5 shots left, so 4 Culverines, 5 Culverines with 5 shots. Okay, one of them even with 10 shots, so the front siege tower will always be destroyed here. And the far left one is not there at the moment. It will have to respawn once again and probably be destroyed once again here as well.
Yeah, it's been destroyed twice already, hasn't it? So I mean, that's quite a good effort here to do. So, if you're Rough Justice, is giving yourself a good advantage.
Yes. Mortars from the attackers and the traps are starting to deal massive damage though. So the defense will have to watch out where they position their units, otherwise they will just get shot at again and again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GG lost a couple of phalanx units. There's a couple of Iron Repo units gone. Maybe a couple more here of halberdiers. So yeah, overall the mortar spam and maybe the mortars, the trebs and stuff are doing some work here to start with here. But overall, they're still relatively okay if you're Rough Justice. You're maneuvering your units around. You've baited out quite a few trebs here, and so far they're down to 9 trebs available.
Yes, and the towers are once again being destroyed. Left siege tower on 1 HP and 3 Culverines, 2 Culverines on the speech looking at this, but no heroes on them, so maybe the Javelins will be enough. We will see it in a few seconds. The Javelins have unlimited ammo as they regain ammo at the moment they are hitting something, which they do when they hit the siege towers, but siege tower is destroyed now here, even though the short sword did some great effort jumping those javelins.
Yeah, that's a great job here for Rough Justice. Taking that Sage Tower out as many times as they have so far. We've lost so much time here. They're down to 5 minutes left, and they still need to take to even get anywhere further forward to open up that home zone. And with 5 minutes is maybe a push and a half if you're lucky if you get the second push in. If you have to fully reset, depending on how well it goes for you. So if you're Argonauts, you have to be thinking about making a maneuver somewhere very soon, or else you could be giving yourself a limited amount of time on the attack here, and you don't want to be making a disadvantage to start with before you even make a push.
Absolutely, but I think now this next round of siege towers will land at the walls if the defense is not bringing more, but they are placing some more new Culverines, and with that might be able to stop it though. We will
Yeah, they
see
still have
it.
2 more to take as well. They've got 2 set up here on the right hand side, but one's facing towards the furthest away one on the screen, and you've got one here on the bottom of our screen on the left here.
Yeah, this
Interesting.
tower is so close and still half left, so it will probably make it, except if the defense decides to jump for it, which they doesn't. So 4 minutes 30 are on the clock, and the attackers can now start to make a move here as the siege tower landed. Luckily
Yeah, there
for
we go.
Argonauts.
Argonauts have now got the option to get up here 2 ways in. We'll find a position here to be pinched, but you never know. Our Rough Justice going to look to defend it now that it is here? Are they going to kind of go, right, it's only 4 minutes. We can hold off for 4 minutes, because if they have to fully focus the A zone, they're going to have to find a way into B, and there's no Sage Tower on that side, so there is no way in and around towards B, so unless you go through the gateway.
Yes, exactly. And the attackers brought some cavalry, so they won't have full infantry setup as the defense has. And with that, they will be in a bad position if they don't manage this to get this first push going here onto the A point. And they are going in from both sides with some phalanx, with some reapers, with a lot of reapers, honestly, and the palace guards as a front line.
Yeah, a nice wee flank here coming in here from Rough Justice here, but they're in a treble. And you do see the treb coming, and that's dealing some good damage here on the units in the back, as the phalanx units on the left of the screen here are starting to get overrun by the outer. They are just running through here. If you're Justice, you have cleared the top of that left side wall, and now you have to try and meet them in the middle here on the zone as Argonauts start to push their way back.
Yeah, and this middle fight will be deciding who wins this match. And it looks great for Rough Justice. They have still so many units, but look at this. The phalanx from Argonauts is still there fully, and it's dealing massive damage to all of the Reapers. Some cannons and grape shots are being deployed, but looks like Argonauts are losing out on this first fight if the Queens can't deal massive damage coming in from behind. But now
Mason's
the cavalry
coming in with a cavalry charge here on the palace guards. They're getting up the stairs. They do manage to wipe a few of them there. With the push coming in from the Queen's Knights as well on the left-hand side of Ruff Justice, putting everything into this defense here, and they're doing a fantastic job at it. They're staying alive. The heroes are staying alive, and some of the units of the Iron Reapers are still fighting away here on the A zone. Nobody's really made it into the back here as the fight goes on.
Yeah, some more Reapers coming in from the attackers, and another unit of cavalry will be running in through the gate, trying to pick off the units going towards the A point. But 2 minutes left, that's not much time, and you will be limited to the amount of units you can bring just because of the time here. And Argonauts, they are deciding to go for the B point with their companion cuff, and that one could work out here for them perfectly if the defense doesn't bring more to the B.
Yeah, definitely. B zone started to be capped, but there is heroes going on their way to do that. There's a couple of companion cavalry going there, but the fight on A is underway, and because it is a sea of blue, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're Ruff Justice. They're pushing Argonauts right back here, down towards their siege towers here. They're not getting any momentum, but the B capture zone is actually going in favor here for the most part here with the companion cavalry.
The hero died before he could control his unison. Oh my god.
Is this going to be down to the wire here? Are they going to be able to capture that point quick enough here? Because the defense on A is doing a solid effort, but the majority of the defenders are there, and there's not enough heroes on the B zone. So we'll look up his B zone and hover up here because it is
B is so difficult for the defense. They're bringing one more companion cuff with one hero, but will it be enough? Another hero coming in, and the B point is about to be kept. But there's so much more coming now for the defense, and they will manage to hold on to B as far as I see it here. Another unit of cuff just wiping those companion cuffs, and the palace guards will just brace on the point.
Excalibur's the last man there on the point with his units, but the musket player needs to try and get away his life, but that's not going to happen with it. Literally a second or two here is all that he needed for the B zone with 32 seconds on the clock. They're having to fully commit towards this B zone here, and the heroes are coming in with their infantry in through the gateway because they know that the A zone is pretty much not going to be possible. It is all about the B. But a great effort here from Ruff Justice here. You can see it's a very close in numbers, but in the grand scheme of things, they have the defensive position here. They have the advantage, and now they started to push their way back up towards the A zone.
Yeah, definitely, and it was really, really close. But in the end, Ruff Justice taking this victory first round on Kurak, and they are going in the lead 2-1.
Yeah, the defenders doing a fantastic job there. They win that one.
Yeah, in the end, Ruff Justice just clearly dominating this.
Yeah, very strong defensive effort here from Ruff. Argonauts are looking to do a similar strategy, but maybe even up that strategy because they've got Falconettis here. They'll do the damage quicker to these siege towers. There won't be that necessity to obviously wait on the culverin positions and get that perfect. If you can use the Falconetti well enough, you could probably take all 3 siege towers down for long enough if you're positioned correctly. But I'm sure there will be some heroes on the Ruff Justice side that will realize there is Falconettis into the map somewhere, and they'll look to try and counter them and find a way to deal damage to the specialist unit because they are crucial when it comes to the map like this.
Yes, and Falconetti usually on this map are getting placed in the streets below, so maybe even the Ram will be a crucial point here, because the Ram would give Ruff Justice the opportunity to get in the city. But here we go, Sally is coming out from Argonauts with 3 times companion cuff, but it's immediately getting met by 1 companion cuff from the attackers.
Yeah, deja vu with the instant coverage here with his cavalry, but there's another unit coming out. 2 more sets here for Argonauts here as a delaying tactic, looking to kind of deal some damage as well here with the companion cavalry roaming the outskirts here. And no siege towers will be pushed at this point in time. As you can see, nobody's committing to the siege tower because they know they can lose units a lot quicker here. But can Argonauts hold this off well enough? One of their heroes dropped dead first off, and that's JJ who gets killed first off. And there you go. There's an advantage here already for Ruff Justice as they can try and stay alive here. Look at this. He's going to get jumped here. Druash might actually take a life here as well. And this is the risky part. Alder falls down here as well. Druash falls straight afterwards, and there's already 3 heroes dead for Argonauts, and that means you're limiting your life count already before a major push has even been started. The only one left in the back here is Blade on the left-hand side of your screen here, who is trying to escape with his life. Not sure if he will, but because he's got that invisibility, can he manage to use that to his strategy here? Siege towers are damaged quite considerably though as well, so they won't manage to push towards the wall yet. They'll wait till they're very, very close and then just finish that off near the end here. If you're Argonauts, clever strategy. No point in damaging it now because they're not pushing and they're not getting anywhere further forward anyway.
Yeah, and the Dual Blade here is managing to take out the second hero, and those were two crucial heroes for the attackers. Bloodstory being one, and JJ the other one, two of the main players of Rough Justice. JJ with the musket and Bloodstory with the longsword this time around.
Yeah, the front two siege towers get taken down at the same time there, as you're mentioning. The hero kill, and mentioned farthest away, left-hand side now, is eventually down. So there's the first potential push here. The siege towers will be waiting for another 10 seconds here before they start to get towards the wall here. So it was a good delaying tactic if you're Argonauts. Did commit a few heroes though, and a few good cavalry units here to start with, which we know in the end here in the defense that Rough Justice had, they needed to rely on their companion cavalry eventually to stop that B push. So has this maybe stopped the Argonauts being able to do that very quickly? Because when we look at the unit choices here, and what have they got left? Do they have any cavalry left if you're Argonauts? Doesn't look like. No, they don't have any cavalry units left. That's all their units of cavalry has been used up, and they won't be able to get a quick rotation round towards the B zone if that's Rough Justice's final idea to get towards that area with their units. So could have risked them the matchup here, at least for the first 2 points.
Yeah, definitely. And we can see it. One of the siege towers is almost down once again, but the other ones are quite healthy and close to the wall here. The one is being taken down, but the middle one and the left one, they are really healthy, being shot at by the Falconetti, so they are taking some serious damage. But will it be enough? We will find out in a few seconds, as the tower is coming closer and closer to the wall here in the front, but losing more and more lives in the process.
Falconettis are just missing over the top. I'm thinking enough cannonballs are going to hit it here before it goes, and there you go. Both of them fall simultaneously. The far right one on screen and the one in the center of the map here, eventually taken out by the Falconettis. As the Treb just misses them as well, that is very devastating. If you are Rough Justice, you spotted where they were, you put a Treb on top of them, but they get away with their lives here, so they'll be able to reset up, get themselves some more cannonballs set, ready for this next siege tower push. And Argonauts still have two more culverins or any other artillery they wish to use here, because the siege towers are back up now and ready to get pushed once again.
Yeah, but the artillery replacements from Argonauts I really don't like here. I mean, the one culverin here is on one last shot, but still the mortars of Rough Justice, they are dealing a great job, dealing great damage here, doing a great job in hitting all of those culverins. So placing them more in the back was definitely the better strat for Rough Justice there. And I'm not sure if they can defend one more round of siege towers here.
No, the siege tower on the right does fall though eventually. There we go. That's that one. That might be the last one, but the Falconettis are getting reset up once again. Can once again probably do the same job here now and take out these siege towers. At least the one on the right of the screen.
Yeah, one unit of Falconetti down to only 6 units. So this one will not deal that much damage, but the other one is still at 12. And the front siege tower is also at 1 HP once again. I don't know how, but Argonauts are dealing massive damage here to all of those siege towers, and the one in the middle is down once again, and the one in the back will be shot at by all of the Falconetti here in a few
They've got two perfectly positioned culverins, which one of them just gets taken out here on the right side tower. They were the ones doing the damage to that right one side, but Falconettis take out the furthest away siege tower here as well on the right of the screen, and there you go, down to 5 minutes 20 seconds, and so far not even one siege tower has made its way towards the wall. Argonauts might have this here on the defense as they send some units into the middle of the gate because they think that might be their only way in to this point here, and they're going to have to commit very soon if you're Rough Justice.
Yeah, Falconetti dealing with the right siege tower once again, culverins as well. doing massive damage, and this right one will fall eventually as the Martinatori even are taken down. They are only 9 alive, so they can't push this siege tower any further, and it will be destroyed in a few seconds, not being protected by those extra HP from the Martinatori.
Another hero goes for Argonauts though, but Den attacks as the longbow, like you said, is doing fantastic effort to kill the units pushing the siege tower. Delayed that for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden the Culverin or the Falconets were able to do that final bit of damage here to the siege tower and take it out.
Oh, Dual Blade in the city, taking down the Falconetti though. So Crank here doing massive damage. Only 8 alive from one and 6 from the other set of Falconetti. But 4 minutes, that was the mark. Argonauts started their push before, and it didn't work out because of the limited time. And at that point, still, none of the siege towers for Rough Justice have landed on the wall. So time is getting a really big problem here, especially if this one siege tower is not landing at the walls here in this round.
Very bad trap coming in there from Rough Justice as well. It just pretty much hits the wall of the ladders there with nothing else to deal damage. The Culverin's still up. The Falconetti gunners in the back here are still going to deal damage to that center siege tower, and it might take it out here. Can it do it with the limited amount of time it has left here? Culverin's the last shot potentially might take this out here as the trap comes. There we go.
It's not getting pushed anymore. The push is coming in through the main gate. Push going through the main gate. A ton of units here looking for the main gate. Tower is down once again. Extremely strong performance here from Argonauts, taking down the siege towers continuously. One landed now finally on the walls, but there's only some green shields going down the stairs there, but nothing more. They have just retreated, so the push will be coming in through the main gate, and this will decide if we will see another map with grasslands.
Look at the Falconets dealing damage through the gateway as well. That's already put Rough Justice off straight away. They've not found an effort to these Falconetti gunners, but the siege tower eventually does mount, but there's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, siege towers on the wall. Everything is being sent in with this one siege tower here, and this will be a really tough task for Rough Justice here. Trap deals some massive damage to those Reapers, but Rough Justice is immediately getting met here, and the Falconetti once again are shooting in, and they are dealing some more damage here, but I don't see that many units from Argonauts here on the point.
Argonauts are holding off for this defense here as a unit of YeahBuddy will come in here from the front gate here to deal with that. Somewhere on unit here, the Wheel. But the push on the A zone is where it counts here, and who's going to win this one? Sea of Red being matched in the back here from Argonauts on both sides here as the pinch comes in. Looks like Argonauts aren't managing to survive this one though. Rough Justice have overwhelmed them, and so far it's a sea of red. There's a minute and 53 seconds here. Are they going to fully commit this defense? It's only heroes on the point here, and they will all die instantaneously, and it could be a quick push here if they manage to kill these heroes on the point. It would snowball it straight away towards the home zone, potentially towards the B zone, because this is a full setup here, and Rough Justice have the point here. This is match point. This could be the win. This could be third place for them if they get the A zone here and potentially push their way through. Grape shot from Junkrat doing some damage here, and a couple of heroes keep dying. It's down to 7 hero lives. Make that 5 instantaneously, and Argonauts are struggling here now. Fully committed towards this zone.
Longsword on the point, nothing left. This is the end point, the A point for Rough Justice, and possibly also the end point. As we can see here, 1 minute left. Will be going to 4 minutes left, I think, and then 5 minutes even. And then with the B point, probably up to 8 minutes or something. That's just too much to hold on. Argonauts probably already lost this matchup. What can they do from now?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask here. Plenty of heroes on their final lives here. Not to mention the units that they have already committed here in this matchup. It doesn't look like it in terms of the scores at the top here, but when you look at what they have left, there is a few units here. It is mainly Palace Guards, but there is a few tier 3 units for the squad of Argonauts, not to mention the men's pikemen. One of the units is a Falconetti, and then you're looking at Alchemist and Martellatori for Silent Warrior. He's going to struggle here now after using just pretty much his specialist unit, and his Iron Reapers are already gone. So, yeah, I think Rough Justice have the upper hand here. They still have 5 pieces of artillery, but it's 8 minutes left after taking both zones. It's plenty of time to make an opening here on the defensive structures. of Argonauts here, because they've got nothing left in defense other than their units and their hero lives now, and it's all about defending trebs and mortars potentially here for the attacking side. When it looks to stats, look at it. You can see the difference in 4-star units. It's 461 to 136 in favor of Rough Justice. It very much seems like a Rough Justice win at this point, but what can Argonauts do?
Yeah, not much left here for them. They will have to hold on with their life. 7 minutes 30 is too much time to really jump on the end point. And I think dropping that A point so close to the end was the worst that could happen to them. They didn't look for the last siege tower that was close to the walls, and with this gave Rough Justice the opportunity to go in and take A here. And I think Rough Justice, they did a great job with this push, and they will probably do another great job with the next push going to the end cap now here. And they are not even placing the last 5 pieces of artillery yet.
Yeah, they use the trebs as a baiting situation here. They're trying to get themselves base up on the wall here and then trying to find the openings here. But like I said, Rough Justice done a fantastic job there. They were very much committed on that siege tower for the final couple of minutes there. And it paid off. They worked well together as a group. They obviously knew what to do with their units combining together. And they pushed through the point and did exactly what you were asking of them. Rough Justice, I don't know, but you could have done better if you were Argonauts, actually, to be fair. I don't think there was enough people on the flank of the other staircase coming in from the back side. And that's what kind of cost them the matchup there on the A zone. As the Rough Justice are in the back, they're taking the back supply point. This gives them the upper hand here. And if they look to take a unit out here, they're going to gain some extra superiority in the back. And they stick Argonauts in a tough situation where they can't go back for new sets of units, even if they have any, or to heal. The only way they're coming back is if they are respawning in the back here. And this gives it a very open space for Rough Justice to use their final trebs on the position towards the gate as they make a push in through that main gate in the back.
Yes, exactly. Trap is looking for the Falconetti, not hitting them. So those are safe for one more time. But the push of the attackers is coming up the stairs and will go over the wall. And with a beautiful trap here, they will probably break through very, very quickly here in a few seconds.
It's a good bait with the trap for sure as they gain some headway up on the wall. Kume is the next one to die. And there we go. The push starts to come up on top of the wall here from Rough Justice. Trying to get some momentum going forward. They're staying together. You don't see any heroes pushing up too far unless you're Bloodstory, because he can survive it as the longsword, as well as the gateway push coming in at the same time here. Now, it is coming in from both angles. Rough Justice coming down from the stairs and coming in from the gate. They have 3 trebs left. Where are they going to put it?
Yeah, definitely traps. Probably not a good option here as they want to push onto the end cap. And there's not much trappable space, but they will just look for the push without the traps, and they have the units to do so. They are breaking through on the left side, and there's so much more that's coming here for the defense. Defense really struggling to hold off those units, and now there's coming more of the Rattle Marksman on top of the wall will make it even harder. And with
they ran Marksman doing a fantastic effort up there from Jekt, along with the Grape Shot damage as a sea of red comes across the zone. There's no really much to defend this. Unit-wise, there is nothing. They're going to have to wait for the respawners, but so far it's a sea of red over on the whole. And they're just going to block it off now at the gateway. There's 1 hero left, and it's Druish and Alder. Actually, there's 3 heroes left. Sulian came out of invisibility there, and there you go. What are they going to be able to do to hold this off?
Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes, definitely too long for those 3 heroes. Make it 1, make it 0 now. And with this, Rough Justice taking the 3-1 victory, exactly what I expected them to do. And I'm kind of happy to have the prediction right.
Yep, exactly that. We predicted that Rough Justice might take this one. Looks like this is the case for us. We were right as the casters. We didn't curse them at all. They done a fantastic effort there. They won their attack. They did leave it very late, like Argonauts did. However,
winning the whole best of 5 and taking the 3rd place of the Conquest Blade League, which is impressive.
Apart from when they've been banned. So yeah, we're going to see how well this works out for both squads here. Well, YeahBuddy take the attack here in the Hidden City, looking to go on to be winners and crowned winners of the CBL EU side of things, and see what we can do here. Map number 1 is about to get underway.
Yeah, NerfEverything will definitely have something to say about YeahBuddy winning the CBL, as we have minimum 3 maps but maximum 5 matches coming in for us here. And I'm so excited here. Best 2 teams of EU fighting against each other on Hidden City and on Fjordheilung, and maybe even on the grasslands for the first spot here. YeahBuddy starting the attack with a ton of anti curve, but I don't see a suddenly coming from NerfEverything here, even though they got some containing curve.
Just in case, just in case, you just never know to expect. Sometimes that instant sally out could be devastating, but for the most part, it's not really paid off throughout the whole CBL. I've not seen a major one that's we could say is pretty much swung the tide of battle. Most of the time, they do get wiped out. They do lose a couple of heroes because of the sally out. And then it kind of puts you at a disadvantage unless you know you're going to be able to defend the first area, which is A zone. And on this map, A zone is very difficult to hold off long enough here to hold on to it. But it can be done as long as you're using your culverins, you're using your mortars on the defense, potentially take out as much siege towers as possible, or even using falconettis in the back if you've got them out at the moment in time, which I don't think NerfEverything have out. So it's also banned. So yeah.
You can see it here. Drayton has talked about it before, of losing damage output from the culverins when they are placed in the back, and NerfEverything, they are placing them in the front as close as they can to get the maximum damage output from them, which seems kind of nice, and I didn't even know about that, but I think Drayton knows what he's talking about, and
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You can see NerfEverything, though, they have been clever here. They put cannons up instead of culverins in the back here, but they have got them hidden out of sight, out of mind here for the attacking sides. Yeah, really penetrate these unless they send heroes up onto the wall to destroy them. But that will be the siege tower on the far right of the screen there taken out, as well as the center siege tower taken out for the first time around here in the rotation, as YeahBuddy set up mortars to start raining down fire on the units around behind the walls here.
Oh yeah. YeahBuddy also suffering some damage against those muskets on top of the walls. But those mortars, they are just devastating because they can shoot over the walls and onto the units hidden behind. And those have to retreat now a bit, as the last siege tower remaining for YeahBuddy is also being destroyed. But YeahBuddy also making a great job dealing with those culverins on top of the walls.
Yeah, exactly that. The mortars going over the top here from YeahBuddy aren't really doing much damage yet. So far, they've killed one unit, it looks, in the grand scheme of things. But they're just a way of keeping units moving and maneuvering around here at the moment. But hopefully, eventually, the placements of these mortars will help them to get the control of the wall, make sure the siege towers reach the wall, and obviously anti-artillery here as much as possible if they're taking out the culverins of the attacking, the defending squad, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like defense is giving up on those siege towers now, because the middle one is more than half HP, so, and almost at the wall. But oh my god, one cannon from Java Mall shooting his own healthy siege tower. That was definitely not what he was looking for, but
Part of the plan.
part of the plan. But the siege tower is getting lower and lower, but I think he will still reach it. And we can see more and more heroes.
I'm actually going to be I think that this siege tower might just get taken out. I think there was something hitting it, and I don't know where it was. There is a couple of shots still going, and this might actually go down. It might be enough time, but I don't think we've got any of the... Yeah, there you go. The ball is going to reach, is literally 2 seconds away. The heroes are going to dismount here and get off of the wall, because the left siege tower will reach, along with the far left side siege tower on the scene as well, is going to make its way to the wall. And there we go. YeahBuddy with the opportunity here to get control of the top wall and pretty much the control of A, because I can't see NerfEverything going up on the wall and trying to defend that, because you are in way of traps pretty much.
Very unlucky for NerfEverything. Both siege towers reaching the wall with limited HP, but still reaching it, and at the point they reach it, it doesn't matter how healthy they are standing there and they are not moving any further. And with this, it still looks like NerfEverything have some of the units gathered below, but I don't see a point defense coming here, as more of the units are on the supply point and the heroes are retreating as well, giving YeahBuddy a point for free. And this is the first point captured in this series, and that one for free.
Yeah, it's expected. Once the siege towers reach, Especially if you get more than one of these siege towers up, it is almost impossible here to defend the A zone. Like we says, the Trebs in favour of the attackers in such an open space. But now it's the B defence that they have to focus on. NerfEverything are trying to get themselves set up here for the back. And then you're going to see the attackers of YeahBuddy looking to get up mortar phase now here. They've got the opportunity. They've got 18 pieces of artillery to use to their discretion, wherever they wish to set it up. And I'm sure, as you can see, a lot of players are swapping out units. They're going back to the supply point and they're getting reset and ready with their units that they're going to push down the walls with eventually after they've set up all their attacking artillery.
Yeah, and I already see 2 sets of Cicadian militia ready to throw down their grenades to everything that moves from the defense there. And they will be dangerous if not taken care immediately. I see Abra here looking for it, but he, as a musket, has to retreat as there are coming more and more heroes from the attackers. But they're looking up once again, so maybe the muskets will be able to take down at least some of those militias.
Yep, exactly that. There we go. It's just all about timing here now. Like we said, we were swapping out units here for YeahBuddy. So it takes a wee bit of time at that point in time, but with 8 minutes to go, there's plenty of time to reset and then find out your way in which you're going to make your push. Whether it's going to be in down through the stairwells, whether you're going to use an artillery phase, which you can already see pieces of artillery getting built as a cannon does hit where the ballista or was going to be set up here. But lots of ballistas being set up here for YeahBuddy here. 3 of them here. Lazy for Everything, Baltazar, and Kebab all setting up with ballistas.
Yes,
trying to at least stand away.
1 ballista being taken down by the muskets, but not more. And I think this is the first full left side push I've seen in a long while. Some units in front of the gate preparing to push in there as well. 1 phalanx, 1 Woowie, and 1 companion calf just to get a good flank in there. And I don't see something stopping them from going in there. So NerfEverything in a potential difficult position here if they don't watch out carefully for the main gate, as there are more and more units gathering.
Yeah, the problem with NerfEverything here at this point in time, they're giving them a lot of ground here, YeahBuddy, but YeahBuddy do have that opportunity to be pinched here in the position that they're at. The only way escaping is up that stairwell, but they're already past the stairwell, and as they rotate around towards the B zone here, around the far left-hand side, the gate push comes in with cavalry, and they're starting to push towards this supply point here on the right-hand side. Couple units of cav going down the center map here, and already B is starting to be captured. NerfEverything caught out here, unsuspected victims here as a Treb comes in straight down the zone here towards the supply point, and the cavalry hitting up in the back. YeahBuddy making a great effort here push wise, and so far they are in a position here to make their way forward towards the supply point and gain some ground. Kadabra with the IPG march in the background though.
Yeah, and NerfEverything really getting overwhelmed. The Cocos were picked up immediately as the push was coming around there, and the Cocos were not protected by anything. Last unit of phalanx, but there's a beautiful flank coming in from NerfEverything, and they still have some units at the supply though, so they might be able to still stay there as a ballista takes out both of them. Okay, I've seen this one right.
There we go. That's
Nope,
all right.
that's
YeahBuddy pushed their way through though. They've managed to get their way on now. High point here, looking to kind of gain momentum here. They've got a couple of heroes dead on the defending side for NerfEverything, and they are pushing towards the supply point as the B zone is being captured in the background as well. We'll try and get some views on both sides here, because the Dual Blade is the one that's capturing the zone as the supply point is starting to fall for NerfEverything. That's a great push.
Yeah, but there's so much coming from NerfEverything here. I'm not sure if YeahBuddy will be able to take this supply, as there's only to be 1 unit or hero on the supply to immediately block it once again, and they have to restart it. Longsword jumping on the supply, and a lot of cavalry just ignoring the supply, going straight towards the gate, as on the supply there's the anti-cuff, but at the gate there's nothing. Phalanx doing a great job clearing those companion cuff. Heavy cuff can't really go in because of
the phalanx have done a fantastic job there though, haven't they? YeahBuddy, they're actually holding the supply point. They've got it. Sani's overcommitted here, and he's going to get picked off his horse, and all of a sudden all the heroes are going to just jump on top of him. He's committed his life, and that is him falling to the ground. NerfEverything are going to have to decide, are they going to leave this point here? Are they going to keep committing towards this supply point? Because so far, if you look at the units here, it is definitely in favor of YeahBuddy here. They're 870 to 700, and it's slowly going down from both sides, but the B zone is being captured as YeahBuddy start to make their move.
Yeah, exactly. YeahBuddy with a big unit blob. They are managing perfectly to move at high speeds and still keeping their units all together, which is one of the biggest strengths, in my opinion, for YeahBuddy here. They can just rotate everywhere they want, and I don't see a single unit being left alone here. One unit of Heavy Cuff just going straight through, so this one did definitely some damage. And NerfEverything. Even though B is lost, they are committing to this fight, which might be one of their biggest mistakes or a big opportunity for them as the cavalry comes in from all sides and the units are starting to fight here against YeahBuddy.
Yeah, we can see how good of a opportunity it is for YeahBuddy here. They know what happens if you take B, the supply point, and just keep the momentum going. You have that snowball effect. You've got a few hero kills dead, but so far they're kind of keeping it even here. If you're NerfEverything, too many heroes, there's not an instant snowball towards home zone. But in terms of unit choice, it is very much a favor of YeahBuddy here. And it's going to be the opportunity now to head towards the home zone as all of the NerfEverything players and units are starting to dwindle, and they're down to 397 units.
Yeah, the specialist units from NerfEverything had a hard time coming away here, but they managed to get to the end cap supply point, but they will have to be quick to get back on the end cap here, because YeahBuddy, they won't take that much time. They will immediately either set up a ton of mortars or push the end cap as long as NerfEverything is still respawning here.
NerfEverything in terms of units though, for the majority of it is companion. See that there's a couple of units of phalanx and a couple of units of halberdiers, but overall it is majority cavalry, and they're going to be over here by the amount of infantry that we have on the YeahBuddy side, and not to mention there are higher tier units as well in comparison to what we have of NerfEverything here, because of the full commit that they pushed or on the B zone. They've kind of left themselves open a little bit here for the final point, and we know how difficult that final point is to defend here, with the trebs being very much in favor of the attackers with the positioning of where you can put your players to defend.
Yeah, definitely. But I think NerfEverything is still not out of this match. We have seen the worst position just turn around immediately. And as the push comes in, we will see it in a few seconds. Trap coming to the right side, blocking off everything that's trying to go in from that side. And it will deal just massive damage here as the push comes in. And that's a two-sided push here once again from YeahBuddy, going straight onto the end cap, but being met by the Cocos and changes from the defense.
Yeah, definitely. There's not even a full snowball of heroes dying. NerfEverything heroes are staying alive. Are not. And it's so far, it is in favor here of the attack inside of YeahBuddy. So far, they're capped halfway almost towards this area as the heroes start to fall now. And there you go, the momentum's coming down. Flarestar with the grape shot set up here. Will he keep that alive here? But oh no, there you go. Obscuse, perfectly dismounted on top of that grape shot. Takes that out, and so far NerfEverything putting a good counter towards this home point push here, but there isn't any units left, and it is going to be a very difficult ask here. Now they're down to 81 units, only 10 heroes alive, and now with 3 minutes and 45 seconds, there isn't really much that NerfEverything can do to stop this here. It's all about jumping on as individual heroes, because the units aren't going to be able to be suffice here for this matchup so far. Yeah, we've got Senji Grenadiers, which will do nothing in the back.
There's so many more units from YeahBuddy coming in here. Changes, as you've mentioned before, being picked up. One more unit of pikes going to the point, but they are immediately met by the phalanx, which will get jumped by the heroes. But I don't think they can make up for the 200 less units here just with the heroes. But they are still managing to keep 11 alive, and they are staying on the point. But they will eventually get killed and wiped here in a few seconds as the point is getting kept more and more. And the phalanx, oh my god, the phalanx is just doing a great job here in piercing all of the heroes standing on the point.
Yeah, they hit the couple of the heroes. The longsword staying alive for so long will eventually fall. And there's 3 dead in the feed here, all in favor of YeahBuddy, which means you're left with 2 heroes. Make that 3 heroes who've just managed to get towards the zone. They will be focused. Kublai helping out here to kill that longsword, because he is staying forever alive, and they're starting to ping him to make sure he is out of the matchup. Kadabra Joe Blade sneaks into the back here. He'll be quickly picked off, though, as a light armor class. If Kadabra can survive that, it would be something of a mystery. But there we go. It is a win for the attacking side. It is YeahBuddy picking up the win. And there we go. MVP sets the stairways. There's a gate to deal with as well. And not to mention the amount of roads and pathways around the map that makes it the top class, some of our classes in the game. And yeah, like you said, we've got plenty more muskets on their side this time around. And they're going to be useful, especially for these siege towers and for the units that are pushing the siege tower. Maybe that's their goal, where they can potentially use that to their advantage. They're also still using Zycalian militia here in the defense. Got 2 units of that set up straight away. Don't know
Yeah,
how
and
good they are on the defense at this point. But
I would love to see those Zycalian throw at the siege towers, because you can burn the units on the ground, so the siege tower stands still for a bit, and then you can just wipe it out with your artillery, which is great. But of course, there's a big danger when you are bringing them to the walls, because your enemies have 30 pieces of artillery, and they won't stop placing those dangerous mortars until they got none left. So the mortars will probably once again deal massive damage to any unit that are standing on the walls, but at the moment there are only 1-time phalanx up there, making sure to get into safety behind the building.
Yep, YeahBuddy's set up plenty of culverins here already. You see, they've only got 4 pieces of artillery usable now after this, what they've put down so far. And it's a couple of culverins on this right side. Make
They're
that
aiming
5
for
in
the
total here.
traps.
Yeah.
Once
A very
again,
interesting strategy. They don't care about the siege tower right point in time. They're like, yeah, get it. It's going to reach anyway, so why not just go for these trebuchets and minimize the amount of damage taken to their units when the pushes eventually do come later on in the match.
yeah, they're all focusing the right-hand siege traps, but oh my god, even the middle ones, they are taking down so many traps.
2 trebs, 3 trebs down. That is 3 trebs
2 traps
already
are
out of the map.
left. 2 traps are left on the whole map. I think they've taken down like 5 or 6 traps yet now. I think we've missed some of them being taken down, and the other ones are low as well. Only 2 traps left here. That's something I've never seen before. I had one interesting round of sieges where we destroyed with Wooby all of the traps outside, but nothing ever in competitive like this.
At this level, you don't expect it. The final siege tower on the left is the last.
No,
and that is now gone.
No traps left for the attackers. They have 11 traps left, and they can't use this because no traps are left. What is going on
So you know what?
this?
No, what this means? That means they could defend the A zone, and this is what we're going to see here. That is unbelievable here for YeahBuddy.
Oh my god. And that's exactly what CB has been talking about before, and Drayton. They have been talking about teams using everything possible, and YeahBuddy just destroying all of the traps, making sure they can just easily defend the A point, because you know what? The difficulty of defending A point is the traps, and if the enemy has no traps left, there's no difficulty in defending A.
Exactly.
I
They only managed to use 4 of them as well before they all went down, so that's just crazy to think that they managed to destroy all of them trebs within the time that it took them to reset them and send them over, because there is nothing they can really do. There wasn't any units to kill with them. The only thing they can target really was the culverins, and you had to spot where they all were because they were spread out across the top of the wall in a perfect position. And YeahBuddy, you know their strategies. They have came up with something completely different than what we expect, and it's the best time to do it. It is the CBL finals, and this is why they have made it this far.
Yeah, and we will see how it will turn out. The attackers have 3 siege towers and 7 minutes 40, so they have plenty of time. They have plenty of opportunities. They will go to the walls now, take care of the culverins, and look at this. There are so many culverins still placed here, but now looking at this, the attackers have the left-hand side of the walls, and they can now place their own artillery as they want here. And with that, I think pushing this wall with the artillery and their units, they have a good position still, even though they have no traps left.
Yeah, that's true. They're starting to make up their way here on this far left side siege tower, but YeahBuddy aren't going to let them get too far. They're starting to make that rotation around the top of the wall here and try to meet the squad because they don't want to be pushed towards the A zone. And they can take the supply point maybe in the background down on their zone, but there's 2 supply points. Make that, well, technically 3 supply points. Very close proximity for the defenders here for YeahBuddy, but it's all about artillery phases here. Now they're trying to gain the wall ground here. All the units that are on A will be hit with these mortars if they don't get them out of the way, but it won't be anywhere near as devastating as the Trebs can be.
Yeah, definitely not. But the defense now has the problems. They have no counter artillery, and they will be shot by all the 20 remaining pieces of artillery plus the ones that have been placed already. So that's a lot to deal with here, even though they have no traps left. Because you can set up behind this building, but I think mortars can still hit it. And if the mortars can hit this unit,
the trajectory is still there for it. But yeah, they go, like I said, they've took the supply point on the left-hand side here. To go for that rotation, and the mortar spam is coming. YeahBuddy are dropping back and they're pushing away from the zone here as the push comes in from NerfEverything onto the A zone. They'll get this now for free. YeahBuddy are resetting up here, and it's all about positioning now with inside these city walls. What can be done here if you're YeahBuddy? Where is your defensive structures going? You've got Senjis on the wall here trying to deal some damage over the top with their bombs there. Don't manage to get very many units
coming back now.
There we go, that's an instant
into the overcommitting units of NerfEverything. So NerfEverything, they have to be quick to set up a good front line here because YeahBuddy, they themselves have a perfect front line and they will not struggle to go in as NerfEverything have overcommitted a bit and now in the bad position.
Here. I feel like YeahBuddy have got so much consistency here. They are pushing through very well here as a squad. They know how well to work, and that is working in their favor. Only a phalanx and a Senji unit left on here, about to be captured here, and it's stopped at the very last second. Dunko jumps on the point here, and the heroes just pushed their way through. Heroes are dying left, right, and center here for NerfEverything. They're down to 11 heroes left, and their units are all wiped off of the wall. What a counter push here! If you are YeahBuddy, all up one stairwell. How did they get the momentum to keep going forward there for that push? I have no clue. You have to tell me because these boys are the best in the game at it.
Definitely, they have just proven once again how strong they are. I think this was one of the best, if not the best, bait I have ever seen in my entire TB career and in any matches I've ever been able to cast. YeahBuddy, dropping the A point, making the attackers chase their units, and then coming back full force, just going into the overcommitting units and heroes, and then going over the point, still being able to block it, even though they dropped it afterwards. What an impressive performance here from YeahBuddy. But
yeah, very good delay in the time here if you're YeahBuddy. It delays it so much more. They had to go reset. They have to get all their units back again from either respawning as a hero, or if you survived that fight and you managed to get out with your life, you're back to supply point, bring your new unit out, and then make your way back to the wall where you already see NerfEverything setting up their artillery once again here. They still have 17 pieces to use, and YeahBuddy are all set up inside the walls.
The advantage for NerfEverything is here. They can still use this artillery they have set up for the A point, now for the B point, but the big problem is, if you open the C view, the units. They have 40 less tier 5 units, and they have 230 less tier 4 units, which is just incredibly much. But Kokos and Shenjis, they are throwing down the walls, and they will deal with some of the units of YeahBuddy here.
Yeah, the ballista shots at the top there for NerfEverything, trying to come across easy, trying to do here on some of the heroes and or small units. Maybe the specialist units are their focus here, with the mortar shots coming in combination with the ballista shots in the back. NerfEverything taking their time here. They've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds to start to think of a push towards the B zone. It does take a minute or so to take the B point, so they will have to start making a push very soon because they want to give themselves more than one opportunity to take that point, because it might come down to that, the way that YeahBuddy have been playing with these counters at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And the big advantage for YeahBuddy here against those ballistas are their phalanx units, because they can just tank one of the ballista shots and then still not lose a single point of HP. And with that, keeping the units alive definitely better, but now the big push is coming in. YeahBuddy going for the supply, and they are setting up here, but it's still
Yeah,
a
but
bit
he's
split.
quickly to rotate here from that zone though to go them here at the supply point. NerfEverything are on the point and at the B zone. But do they spot this push coming in from behind them? Because NerfEverything units are going the other direction at the moment in time. There you go. YeahBuddy meet them here at the supply point while the push as the capture goes in. No
Yeah,
trebs to be used, obviously. So this is going to be an
Shenji
interesting push.
and Kokos from both sides just raining down the grenades, but NerfEverything doing a great job still keeping alive, even though the supply is now being captured by YeahBuddy and they can take new units there, which is devastating for NerfEverything. We can see it here, more units to come, 5 new units immediately being picked from the supply, and with that probably YeahBuddy will be able to wipe out NerfEverything, but there's still some Shenji for NerfEverything, and they are still pushing it through, even though there are 5 new units from YeahBuddy. Great job from NerfEverything here.
NerfEverything are doing a fantastic effort there. You did get a hero in the back, stop that capture on B while the heroes try to get the supply point to bring out their new units, but it doesn't look like it's going in favour of YeahBuddy here. NerfEverything are gaining the momentum here. They're pushing through onto the point here, and they're getting the kills here, and the units are in their favour. As you can see, the supply point almost turning red as a cav charge comes in the back here from Barbar. He does get a few units here killed out here and has survived long enough to get some of these units here. The Red Sea is now parted, and there we go. It's the blues of YeahBuddy. He's trying to make towards that B zone as the cavalry charge is coming in from Bright Knight. Or Bright Knight, sorry.
Yeah, but he will have to watch out for the phalanx. Supply will be captured in a few seconds if there are not more heroes with the units coming. And this is perfect for NerfEverything. They have gained some more control back, but they have no gold units left and still 200, almost 200 less tier 4 units. So they are in a bad position. Supply is being blocked once again, but the B point, that one is getting rushed here heavily.
Yeah.
With
Ho-Ho
all of the
eventually
companion stuff.
falls on that B point as well. He was in that B point for so long, holding it off. He eventually falls with the cav charges that are coming in. YeahBuddy's starting to counter cav them, but there's so much more cav here from the attackers. NerfEverything have cleared the point here, and the longsword gets on along with side the short sword of Gaba here, and they're trying to stay alive long enough. Can they waste this time?
And
but the B zone is
captured.
done.
Oh my god, heavy cuff going in heavily here as we know it, and more of the units of YeahBuddy are coming here, but they are getting faced immediately by all of the cavalry from NerfEverything. NerfEverything really doing a great job with their companion cuff here, but they have to watch out against those phalanx units because they are dealing just massive damage to the cuff.
Yeah, NerfEverything managed to get onto the home point here. Took a wee bit of capture here, but the short sword one manages to stop that for now. But NerfEverything have got the momentum here so far. YeahBuddy numbers are dwindling. Their heroes are dwindling. They're having to get back into a position as they get picked off down the street here. A few more players going in favour of NerfEverything. They're down to 7 heroes, and Darbell is trying to stay alive here. The Poleaxe for as long as possible to get on to support his team on the home, because this is where it gets really difficult now.
NerfEverything have one chance now. They can push right now. They have the hero advantage with 15 against 7, and they are now going on the point with all they got. They have no time left. They have to go now, and they can win it out here, but they have to do it very, very quickly, which is hard because all of the units will be hit already. They have no time to re-heal, and they are standing on the point heavily here with all of the units. Great job done by NerfEverything, and only one longsword blocking the point. No traps still. Remember.
Yeah, Dunko doing a fantastic effort here as a longsword will eventually fall, and there you go. The home capture is going in. Heroes are going to have to try and find their way into this point, because that's what it's going to come down to here, because their numbers are dwindling. Thankfully, there is no trebs to deal that excessive damage that they would normally do in this position here if you're the attackers. That has worked in their favour if you're YeahBuddy, but the heroes are dying too quickly here as they're trying to fully commit this defense.
Yeah, but the units, they are breaking through, and the attackers have problems to wipe out the units as they have only so few left, and it looks like YeahBuddy is coming on the point with only some more units left for NerfEverything. And here we go, as you said, wow. YeahBuddy holding on to the end cap, but NerfEverything, what a great effort here in pushing this point, and I think this match will be over, but the series definitely not. NerfEverything, they will have one more life to go through, and they will go to their own map pick afterwards.
You know what this has come down to? Destroying them Trebs at the very start, because they would have all instantly wiped that point there on home if it was for Trebs being available. Like we says, all they needed to do was hit a few Trebs in the home point, and that would wipe the push out here from YeahBuddy to try and support that home point. But it's not over yet. We still have 2 minutes and 38 seconds. It comes down to this final potential push here from NerfEverything. But YeahBuddy are set up. They have their units on the point, and they're looking for these opportunities to pick off the players of NerfEverything. They're doing everything they can possibly imagine to do. The Halberdiers are looking for flanks. The Cav are looking around, but I don't think there's enough units for the attackers going forward into this one, because it is like Killian, Militia, Demens, Pikemen as the defense. They're all set up, but the attackers have got nothing. You're seeing Serfs
Exactly.
and Grey units overall, and I don't think they're going to win this fight, if I'm honest.
No, I don't think they even have a chance to win it. Even though they played good, they played great on the B point, they have almost no chance to win this one here, except they can snipe out half of the enemy team and then with this get the units off the point. But I don't think this will happen. And with this, they will just have to push in as good as they can, trying their best, and we will see how it turns out. Imperial Pikes from defense, walking it, immediately wiping the front line, which was only serves for the attackers, and then going on the heroes, jumping for the Cocos, and with this, last units for the attackers are being wiped. But the defense, look at this, they only have 130 units left though.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a good enough effort in here. Zex is trying to stay alive here. Quinn has a short shot on the point, but heroes are dying on the defense as well as the attackers, because the amount of shots coming off in the back here with the ballista shot, trying to pick off heroes. But with 57 seconds left, no units really for NerfEverything to kind of push this point. It's just Kublai that's staying alive for a little bit longer here as he eventually falls. And that is game, set, match by the looks of it here. I don't see anybody getting onto the point to cap this zone as we're halfway capped. Burdequing is just going to take a rest here in the back just now.
Yeah, exactly. Point with only 33 seconds left will be safe, even though the attackers NerfEverything, managing to take out all of the units of the defense, but the time is just not enough. 8 versus 8 heroes. They did a great effort. I didn't see them at any point get to this point where it's only hero deathmatch. I mean, even though it's only 10 seconds left, but NerfEverything, they are stepping up with the hero performance, but still not enough. Losing this round, but still fighting on for one
fighting to the bitter end, weren't they? They were fighting to the bitter end. NerfEverything, they tried what they could. It was a very interesting strategy. Unbelievable that YeahBuddy managed this map, but they will be attacking, I think, to start with, aren't they? So we might even get to see their defense, depending on how well the team of YeahBuddy tier units in comparison to the side of YeahBuddy. That could be a downfall as well, though, because they're bringing so much high tier units, and then obviously a really good 4-star unit as well. So then the leadership just whittles down so quickly. They have to bring like a green and maybe a grey unit, whereas you don't see that on the YeahBuddy side. The majority of them going full purple once again, or at least a lower tier of a 5-star unit, so that they can fit in more valuable units. So yeah, YeahBuddy with an opportunity here. Heavy cavalry have been dominating on this matchup here as well, especially for counter on the A and B zones. So that's what they look to be doing, I think. YeahBuddy.
Yes, and NerfEverything, they are starting on both sides, looking for a two-sided push, maybe also a one-sided push. We have seen attackers start on the left side oftentimes, and one of NerfEverything is getting kicked out of the match. What is happening? I'm not sure. Not the perfect start for NerfEverything. Definitely not losing one of the players immediately in the beginning, but we will see if you will reconnect soon. Match will go on for now, and he will just have to come back quickly.
Yeah, the difficult task with that is you lose a life once you reconnect, if you can reconnect. So, yeah, Lang Uruguay, I don't know if they'll decide to do something here, reset it, if it was actually a disconnect or if it was just a bug on our screen, but he's definitely not loaded into the map, so it'll be interesting with a man down at this point in time.
Being down one player is very bad if you're in a do or die situation, as NerfEverything is at the moment. I think a restart would be possible, but I'm not sure if the people in charge are deciding for it or if it will just go on like this. Players, of course, they have to just keep playing. They can't stop. Because of that, they will have to wait for the decision afterwards. And we see Mortars of NerfEverything just rain down fire here once again.
Yeah, right side breach is cleared. Here we go. And then there's the gateways opened once again. So what are we going to do? What is your opportunity here? If you're NerfEverything, where are they looking? You can see a few heroes trying to jump in here, trying to spot what's going on in the background here for the defensive side of YeahBuddy. They're trying to see if there's any artillery potentially set up, maybe grape shots on top of the walls, because that's been devastating for some people's strategies. They've had walls covered with grape shots ready for the pushing through the gates, but that isn't the case here for YeahBuddy. They're not prepped with that, and so far, mortars just been set up for the attackers.
Yeah. Defense falling back quite a far distance out of the range of the mortars. And we see here the attackers, they are struggling to get in. Maybe they are hoping for their last player to reconnect, but I don't see him reconnecting. Till now, he's still dead.
Nope.
which
Right
is-
Knight as well. There had a mortar shot that hit the wall. That's maybe too close of a position in there. He's not arced his mortar high enough. As more tribes come in here towards the back here near the supply point here, trying to pick off the units in the background, which were Zycalian militia and Phalanx units, would be a good devastating blow if you could take them units out, but no avail for the attackers here. But so
Yeah.
far, it's all tribes, it's all mortars, it's everything else artillery based at the moment in time.
Just one update. Last player is in the map. Once again, he reconnected successfully and will be able to play now. Has the right unit, so that's not the problem. And with that, I think we will see a push coming in soon, but that's, of course, a big problem here. Taking so long to have him reconnect, and he is losing one life that could easily cost NerfEverything their attack here.
Yeah, definitely. Could be a very difficult position here. One man down, technically one life down anyway at least. And there comes a calf charge in the back here coming from, but they're not looking to go too far forward because they're met with a as the main push comes in through breach and the gateway here at A-zone.
Yeah, and the Palace Guards, they look for the early charge and immediately getting thrown over by a musket, and now the push is going in. Front line will be placed to both sides. NerfEverything, not really sure where they want to meet this fight against YeahBuddy. Palace Guards just bracing into each other without any support coming in. And with this very, very slow start, everyone knows what's on the line. Nobody wants to commit on the wrong side. And here we go. Push is going in. Trap is coming in. And this one will hit a lot of the defense.
NerfEverything's Trevs have been on point here, though, as well. They've been getting some on A here. Managing to get some of the captain, but are YeahBuddy going to come back at this here with the heavy cavalry coming in here from Gaba? Baltazar as well, getting picked off. This is the push that they need. NerfEverything making their way across the A zone, slowly capturing it here and kicking off heroes here.
Completely wiped here from NerfEverything. They are proving they are still the kings of Fjord Hilo, and they will capture the hill here. Definitely, it's just a matter of time here. Till they have the A point, and then going towards B or towards the C point, which will open right now. But
difficult task you've got if you're YeahBuddies. You've got all your units in the back here, a supply point, and a treble will spot that. They could be sending Trebs in a position here at the supply point as one does get called in from Sexy. I don't know. Can he get some unit kills here with this one? But the buildings do stop the majority of them as the final few shots are about to hit. Yeah.
Oh, trap not hitting anything. Very sadly. But another trap will probably be called against this push coming in here because it's also trappable. Exactly there. And one cuff lane coming from behind. They will need to watch out against this one, but the cuff is being stopped, and another unit of heavy cuff from NerfEverything's coming in. But the push of YeahBuddy, it's coming through. They have so much heavy cuff here, and the Phalanx just both working together perfectly, wiping out NerfEverything once.
Bird Quin's units getting picked off here as well by the Wooey in the back along with the Howl.
Oh,
It's a
trap.
sea of blue, wiping out the red. It'll manage to kill many heroes. That's 4 dead. If you are NerfEverything and you're going to have to reset for this B push. Are YeahBuddy going to fully commit here towards B here? Are they going to keep this going this way? Because this is a difficult task at this point in time. But owning the B zone for now, gaining some extra valuable time in the defense, and they will start to retreat back here, potentially going up towards the home zone as a trap comes in. Perfect position here. All the units are going that way. Does it hit? It hits a few, but not enough units to deal damage. The infantry units to slow down and stop pushing and stop going forward towards that home point.
Yeah, and this was a perfect trade for YeahBuddy. They have just wiped out back everything they have lost before. And with this, are in a not that bad position. Both teams probably kind of even in unit counts in tier 5, tier 4, and tier 3 units. And with this, I think YeahBuddy is still having some more tier 5, having a bit less tier 4. It is even. Both teams looking to still get the lead here in this match.
Yep, NerfEverything looking to... Why does it keep doing that? Why do I keep pushing C to get rid of the thing with and tab and it doesn't get rid of it? It's so annoying. What's going on with the tab button? Oh, a couple of heroes getting picked off here. Ho-Ho's first one picked off there. Are they going to be able to get the musket player? No, they are not. They decide to give up that chase there as there's a lot more players here for YeahBuddy. But the C-zone will be captured free of charge here. YeahBuddy are now having to set themselves up for defending the home zone, which we have already seen happen twice here from NerfEverything. But this time it's against them. Can NerfEverything find a way in against this? They've already seen them do well on Healing Fjord. They've got great opportunities in, and now they're needing to get themselves set up. Artillery and such like that they have advantage of, and the trebs.
Yes, exactly. And now NerfEverything. They have only one more step to go through, which seems to be an easy task, but I can tell you it's not. This is mostly the hardest step to go through here. Maybe, okay, maybe A is harder, but then definitely here the sea supply defense is also hard to break through because of the amount of mortars the defenders can place here, and they have perfect vision. They can just shoot down the hill as precise as they want, and with this deal massive damage. Luckily for NerfEverything, the defense only has 4 pieces of artillery left.
Yeah, make that 2 pieces left to place down. Got a couple of mortars set up already, but they've only got one that's actually available now because the rest of them have been taken out. So, oh no, there's one there behind the stairs. There you go.
Yeah,
so you got a
that's the
couple of mortars back there. That's a perfect position there for them, and then you have 2 more to go. So easy enough for them for NerfEverything. They've got plenty to use, not along with their mortars and their trebuchets that they can call out when they get the opportunity to, which already Kadabra has used that opportunity to take that mortar out by using the trebuchet. That will surely eventually wipe that one out here as I get a bit of a fright and the camera goes because I just got hit by the treb. I felt like I was part of that player there.
Yeah.
The berserkers that called in automatically starting to make their way towards the units will be free extra points here.
Yeah, definitely. Attack kind of struggling to find the right entrance, but I think they are still fine to just shoot with the mortars and deal as much damage as they can. They still have 3 traps left, so a bit more there to go through. But in the end cap is completely open, and you definitely want to have at least 1 or 2 traps for this push. So they can't afford to lose that much more traps here if they want to have something left for the end cap.
Exactly that. Ferrari Scuderia was trying to sneak into the back left-hand corner there. He does get picked up by JavaMill here as he was in the flank. The Woo is alongside there with the team helping that out there. But yeah, for the most part, they're doing a fantastic effort. You've also got the short sword of JavaMill with a culverin over in the back left-hand corner here, who's trying to find all these mortars for the attacking side. It's in a great position because nobody's going to be aiming that way with their units. And then there goes the treb. One of the few trebs that they have remaining is looking towards JavaMill and his culverin, and it does come in. It does hit the wall though. Will it hit the culverin is the question, because everything so far has missed.
Yeah,
it misses everything. Everyone misses. Yeah.
Not called
Good.
right. And the culverin is just dealing more and more damage. And no artillery placement is safe from this culverin. So perfectly placed, shooting in the ground front of it. So sadly here, one shot is not being valuable, but the rest
Push
is
starting
just...
to come in here, both supply point here and down the main road here towards the supply point. It's going to be fully met. Heavy cavalry coming across the point. Is that companion cavalry? It's companion cavalry.
But Heavy Calf immediately following this one, and it's going straight through the phalanx, but the main push is going through. It's taking so much space, and it's full of phalanx, so the Heavy Calf won't have a chance to go on it. Trap is hitting the supply, only one trap left, but that will be enough. The NerfEverything is taking this round here. One Heavy Calf going through over the back of the phalanx, and now going into the back. And with this, the push is perfect. On the left side, we can see not in your screen at the moment, we have one who we are facing against one phalanx there in the back, just making sure they can't retreat fast enough and will be potentially picked up in the process. And
this is where things become very difficult if you are YeahBuddy now. For the defense, the supply point down here for NerfEverything is in favor. And if you look at the units, it is very much in favor of NerfEverything here. Going into this final map, there's almost 300 unit difference here as they start to make their way up, picking off the rat and marksman, killing the rest of the units, and the cavalry is about to come across the point. Do they push just now, or do they give it a few more seconds here to be set up here and go together as a squad? Because NerfEverything have the opportunity to win this map here.
I think they will have to push now, because 2 minutes and 30 against an experienced team like YeahBuddy is not much, even though you got the unit advantage, because they know how to delay you as long as possible. And you can see it here. NerfEverything immediately going in, not taking any time.
Counters
2 units
coming in now.
Yeah.
That for the companion cavalry in the back there does a great job to deal with the units. The pikes, it is lower tier units, and the phalanx units now of NerfEverything start to clear the area here on the right hand side of the bottom stairs. It's all about halberdiers that are currently against them, but I don't think YeahBuddy have the opportunity here with the units that they have available. It's just a set of halberdiers that's coming onto the point, and that's one of the only few units left alive on the point.
Yeah, and the attackers still have their great javelins. They are perfect unit in this scenario, because they are just dealing massive damage to any heroes that are stationary, and they will definitely look to get those heroes on the point stationary. Now charging up in a wide formation, just throwing it right over the point, perfectly javelins. And with this, it looks great, but there are still more heroes to jump on the point for YeahBuddy. We have Ho-Ho on the point as a short sword, immediately getting knocked off. And Javamore looking to be the next one in the line. They are not jumping all together, but one by one. A chain dart is also on it. It's too lazy for everything. Immediately
9 heroes is only left, though. This is going to be a difficult ask. 9 players within a minute and 10 seconds. We are pretty much 4 seconds away from the cap. The last hero is about to fly, and there we go. He's coming over. Dunko. If anybody, is it going to be Captain Fantastic himself? The zone here, 58 seconds is not enough time here. They're not going to be able to do it. I don't think 2 more short swords will fall on the point, and there we go. It is game, set, match. What a win
NerfEverything taking,
because otherwise we are going to a grasslands finals as we go back to the analysis here
to win the fight and to survive it. Yeah, and I'm looking definitely forward to them.
Yeah, if you look at NerfEverything again, they've done the same thing. They've got multiple team players with a double gold, and a green unit is the last unit. So yeah, they're trying to put as much effort into the higher tier units here to see if that will make them sure they can survive the fights. Most of them being those Zhuangyuan heavy cavalry. Once again, a very strong unit. They can go in and out and survive it long enough at certain times. But here we are. Why is that going that way? That's a very interesting choice.
Once again, the early trap here coming in from NerfEverything, but still not hitting anything, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know how you get that off. We said this last time. I have no idea how they managed trap so quickly.
And once again, a player from NerfEverything getting kicked from the match.
That's their strategy. I'm telling you, he's going to come back double strength. He's going to be MVP at the end of this after they win the map. You're going to see it here. He's writing a new story for us here. The way to do this is to win, leave the maps, disconnect, come back in, and be even stronger.
Yeah, the problem for he's on the defense. Yeah, is he's on the defense, and they can't just delay the push until he's back. But to be honest, he's back already. So
that's a quicker, it's a quicker reconnect than expected. Does he still lose that life?
Yeah, he lost the life.
Yes, he definitely did.
which
At least he
is
doesn't lose your
sad.
unit. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, he will have to play a bit more passive, which is not the end of the world, even though you would love to have 3 lives instead of 2. But it's
Yeah,
it
but
can
he's starting to
happen.
make a double push straight away. They're coming from both A and B, and there we go. Start to very, very quick maneuverable position, gaining some ground inside the walls here, as they call in a treble with Flare Star.
Yeah, and this trap might hit a lot here. Sukalian Militia in the danger zone. Shenji as well. They're getting flanked from behind, but they are dealing massive damage to the B push and then probably just retreating here. They are looking for the better unit trade, I think, and will then go for the C point defense as they are so strong with it. Trap coming in, dealing more damage probably. Here we go, getting some Shenji. Two Shenji are dead. And now we have to look what they are bringing for us as they are looking forward to go to the A point.
Yeah, Buddy taking A so quickly, pushing away across the bridge. Now everybody on the team are having to retreat here. If you're NerfEverything, they are going back and they're going to have to try and stay alive as long as possible here as heroes will start to commit themselves here as the push comes in from YeahBuddy here. They start to cap B as well.
Yeah, and this doesn't look very good for NerfEverything, but they have proven us wrong here before, and now they are going in with the infantry setup, being protected by some shields in the front, but that trap from YeahBuddy might be devastating if they don't watch out carefully, but I think the units have managed to get through, and now the flank is coming in with the Palace Guards and the Sheaf on the front, and then the Imperial Pikes, never mind the Phalanx behind it, Halberdiers as well. And this is just...
B capture though is almost there. Dunkel's doing exactly what he needs to do here on the high point. He stops that cap, and that means there's no units coming in from that. It's only unless they are coming in from the spawn, and they're staying alive long enough. There's definitely plenty of red players and units still alive and still able to capture this B zone here as it stays. If Too Lazy for Everything is clever enough, he'll stay on that zone and he'll make sure that's captured. The Treb in the back is just disgusting. There we go. Units are pinched him inside there, and they will wipe a few more heroes here. That's down to 10 heroes alive. C zone is being captured. Well, this fight is going on here at B, and there we go. It's going to be a quick B C capture, and then you'll see a ready position here for the final attack towards the home zone. There's nothing they can do at this point. They've got to move quickly because there's 3 heroes caught out of a position here, and if heroes can stop them getting away with their lives, there's an extra few lives in favor of YeahBuddy, because I'm sure they have the advantage on unit kills and hero kills at the moment.
Yes, exactly. But I think it's more even than I thought. It would be 10 more tier 5 units for the defense and only 50 tier 4 units less, which is more than NerfEverything would need to have a even unit trade. But it's okay. Let's say like this. The one hero, 60 Arenal, who got disconnected in the beginning, died once again, so he's on his last life. But the rest,
life, what a task!
the
what a
rest,
task is going to be.
the rest is fine. The biggest problem here is just he still has 2 more units. He has 1 unit of Phalanx and 1 unit of Companion Cav, which could be easily out of the match before he can play them.
He's going to have to use the cavalry and then get away. Just use them, get their charge, get their whatever they need to do with them, and try and stay alive to get his next unit alive and be able to use it. But so far, if you look at the, like we said, we're pretty even on 5 and 4 star units here. Not much of a difference here. It's more 4-star units for YeahBuddy in comparison to the 5-star units here for NerfEverything. But if it gets further down the line here, there's 176 3-star units against 64, and below that you've got mostly 2-star units. So that's where the difference can become across here if they manage to make a few opportunities here for the attack. NerfEverything are going to do what they've done best here so far is their position of mortar placement. They've used it all till now. They've got 9 available here to use, as well as the ones that are already placed, and they're ready to start bombarding. YeahBuddy.
4 are already placed and 9 more to go through. So this is exactly the strength of NerfEverything here. They are not playing for A and B, they are just playing A and B for some additional time. And then they are playing for the end cap. But they have done it oftentimes now, so YeahBuddy is well aware what is going on here, and this
is exactly what you expect YeahBuddy to do, something completely different. Nobody else has done it. They went towards the small side wall here, because all of the mortars are facing this direction towards the supply point, and if they kick that rotation in, they'll put their artillery down, and now they can counter the artillery that's already been placed from NerfEverything. And
Oh
YeahBuddy,
my
new
god.
strategy, new plans, new opportunities here for YeahBuddy to try and find a way into the home point, also with the
Look.
units and
Oh,
trebs available.
look at this amount of artillery, but the cannon from the defense. Trap is not hitting it. Trap is slightly misplaced, so it can shoot out one more mortar. So 2 mortars already gone with this cannon, looking for another one there.
Yeah, problem is, YeahBuddy's got 15 left available, and it's all about
That's
taking out the final ones that they have of NerfEverything, because the units are all out of space and they're pretty much avoiding it. The pike down there, though, the Harbiers did take a wee bit of a chunk of damage there, along with the Wooies, and they're going to have to get away.
Yeah,
But
one
NerfEverything,
for the Brashio, lost 13 of the unit models there from YeahBuddy with 1 mortar shot. So really dangerous here for YeahBuddy with those lower HP units if they don't watch out carefully.
this is exactly what YeahBuddy are doing. Though they figured out, right, we're not getting it with the mortar. Potentially try and pick off these mortars if they can, but the Geoblade's just trying to find a way in here. The short sword trying to throw his shield through the wall, it does the damage, and there's go the mortar or the cannon are down on this side. The mortars are down on the right hand side here as well. I think the most part, there's one left behind the stairwell, and so far YeahBuddy have the advantage still going into this with the artillery use and the trebuchets. They've still got 9 of them available as well.
Yes, but YeahBuddy is still struggling to really find the units. They are at the moment only finding the artillery. While I say it, Palace
It's the
Guards are
Palace
getting
Guards, yeah.
hit twice here. And
Just as
the
soon as you
mortars-
mention it.
Yeah,
Caster's Curse and all.
yeah, once again. The
Didn't really
Shenji
do much
was
damage though,
not
it's alright.
shot. Yeah, yeah, true. Only 1 died? No, none died.
None.
Okay.
One died for Cadabra's ones, yeah. One died,
Yeah.
that was it. There we go. Now, YeahBuddy starting to push towards this far left-hand side of the screen here, or right-hand side of the screen, sorry. They're pushing up towards the side. Here we go. They're starting to make their move here. This is an opportunity we've not seen. They can use trebs now as the defense of NerfEverything have to make their way from their position that they're at and go towards them here on the home point, which opens them up to be trebbed and mortared, because there is plenty of mortars down there and there's enough heroes down there to make sure they can deal that damage with them mortar shots now that they're in the open.
Yes, exactly. Defense still sticking on to 3 more pieces of artillery, so they have a bit at least to counter those units coming in from YeahBuddy. But what can they really do? There are some units off Rattan, so the shields will have to move in line formation, immediately getting trapped here, and the shields will take significant damage here. Palace Guards are already in the safe spot, and the shields, the D4 shields, are also moving in that position, but they have to retreat now a bit, and the Rattan marksman will just keep dealing damage.
YeahBuddy's going to start making this push now here. They're going to put an early treb, and Sippy got perfect, because NerfEverything's going to have to make the move towards that way to cut off the push of YeahBuddy. And here we go, 2 pushes coming in as they try to meet the player on the supply point at the right hand side here. YeahBuddy pushing ground and gaining momentum here. Now can close off the zone, start onto the home point, and here we go. This is where the fight gets interesting.
Yeah, the home point already being captured here. Only 1 Polix blocking it. From NerfEverything, not breaking through too much phalanx here, even though they have the heavy cuff. And oh my god, it looks that terrifying.
Half capped. We are halfway to seeing the crown of the new champion. BL. YeahBuddy within a second here of capturing this zone. This could be the win for them. Hero is on the point for the last few seconds. And is there a few heroes trying to hold it off? It's all down to this. What can they do? Can they stay alive for long enough? It's 1 second is all that's needed. YeahBuddy wiping the heroes.
And
3, 2, it's done. Your CBL winners.
Yes, YeahBuddy taking the crown.
Use it to their advantage to go on and win this map in the best of 5. They take it 3 maps to 1.